Hi, I'm Daryl Johnson of One of a Kind by Design, and I'd first like to say, hey, happy Friday. Well, guys, guess what? We're kind of almost wrapping up with our course here. We got like a couple of more videos. I want to say maybe 2, maybe 3, who knows, to get our course wrapped up. But this week, we're going to talk about SEO. So stay tuned. Okay, before I get started with the tips this week, for those of you that are either following us or found us on YouTube, or those of you that are actually taking the course, that are watching this video from within inside the course, we actually have a Facebook group, which is called One of a Kind by Design's Mastermind Group. Now, the reason I'm telling you about this group, because what I want you to do is actually go there and join the group, because within that group, you can get a lot of questions answered. So if I'm not answering all your questions here, you can definitely get those questions answered there, because it has a lot of different entrepreneurs doing a lot of different opportunities. So they know what works for them and what's bringing them the most traffic, what's giving them the best SEO, what are the best opportunities, what are the opportunities to stay away from. They can actually answer all those questions for you, okay? Because I know I can't answer them all. So what I'm going to ask you to do is go ahead and check them out, and that is One of a Kind by Design's Mastermind Group. Now, the best thing about that group is once you become a member of the group and you offer someone a great tip, guess what? There are other past masterminds of the week that are watching you to see if if you gave a great tip, and then what they'll do is they'll vote on you and make you mastermind of the week. And what do you get for being mastermind of the week? Well, you get promoted on Facebook, because I actually do a lot of promotions on Facebook for our masterminds with their products and stuff like that. And sometimes they don't even know it. I just promote their stuff. Now, we also have a website which is called One of a Kind by Design that has a wall for our VIP, which is our past masterminds, with their pictures and their bios and things like that. And I send everybody there to check them out and to click on their links to take them to their products and services that they're offering. Now, also there, if they want to write a blog post, just to give them some extra exposure, because we do have a blog about a review on something, then I allow them to submit that blog post to me as well. And only my masterminds can do that. I don't let any and everybody actually do that. So they could do that, and it'll take them back to their websites or their products and services. And this way, the website can keep updated on things that are happening and reviews and things of that sort. Not only that, they also get a review on our YouTube channel, which is right here. I talk about their products and services here as well. So if you want to be a member of One of a Kind by Design's Mastermind Group, go ahead and check us out over at Facebook. Y'all are jumping over my tongue again. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with the class. Okay, guys, I want to thank all of you for joining us again today. For those of you that are just joining us, what I'm doing is giving us a class on how I started my online business. And today we're talking about search engine optimization. In other words, understanding search engine optimization and how it works. Now, that has changed a lot since 2000. It's always changing. It's forever changing. And a lot of people you'll hear say that they don't like SEO. They don't want to have to do SEO, and that's the hardest part about internet marketing. Well, honestly, to tell you the truth, is I feel like it's because they didn't take the time to actually learn it. And my theory is on that: how are you going to run a business and you don't know how to get traffic to your business? In other words, eyes on your products and services. Okay, it really makes no sense to me how some people can actually not want to do it at all and think they can just put their websites on the internet and think that people will find them automatically. It just doesn't work like that. Now, when I first started off, I didn't like search engine optimization at all myself either, but I did understand I had to learn it in order for me to get people in front of my products and services. Okay, so search engine optimization has really changed over the past couple of years, and I want to say it's actually changed for the better. And what I mean by that is people are actually using more links now to get traffic to their sites, as opposed to trying to get keywords for Google and Bing and Yahoo to find their content. A lot of people are using links and backlinks, other words, to get their information out. But that's not the only way. You still need your keywords and you still need to do your research. But what I'm going to do today is kind of explain how this all works, and I'm going to try to keep it in a simple format so you can understand it. Okay, and what we're going to start off with first is social media. Okay, let's change this over. Okay, now since social media has come to play, like Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Pinterest, and now you got some other ones like Tumblr, they've made a big difference on how people disperse their content and get the word out to people. Other words, it's like, if you was around before the computer age, most salesmen had to go door to door. Well, this is kind of the same theory, but only you go to a door. This door is an apartment building, and this apartment building has a bunch of people in it. Now, you maybe only be able to talk to 2 or 3 people, but they may spread your content to the rest of the people in that apartment. I'm just kind of giving you a synopsis of how it works, whatever. But a lot of social media sites are dispersing content, and Google, Bing, and Yahoo, they see that your content is being shared, so they don't want to be out of the loop of that. So what they do is that content that gets dispersed and that goes viral, that's how it kind of like helps go to the front page of any search engine. Now, you have some that will say that doesn't matter, with these social media platforms, that won't help get your content to the front page. But then you have some that says that it will. Me myself, my thing is, nothing hurts. Okay, and your content is still going to get out there if you share it on social media. Now, as you see that I have here, like this would be your website here. If you can, you see this here. This would be your website, and you would disperse your content to all these different social sites. Okay, now what these social sites are going to do is they're going to actually feed it back into the search engines. Okay, now which is a good thing, because if, say for instance, if one of your pages goes viral on your blog or something like that, and everybody's sharing it, Google's going to see, Google, Bing, Yahoo, and the rest of them, they're going to see that a lot of people is going to that content. Now, the thing about that is, like, say for instance, if that content stops going viral, then the thing is, Google or Bing and all of them will they usually index those pages. But once they see that there's not that much traffic going to it, if that's the case, then that page lose link juice. And for those of you that's been following me, you kind of know what I'm talking about, because we talked about that in the previous videos and stuff like that. So for those of you that are following on this actual class here, you can actually go back and get a refresher if you don't remember. For those of you that are just joining us and want to be a part of this class and do this at your leisure, there is a link at the bottom that's been provided for you to join this class, and it is a free class. So you can get all this information, because some things you will be able to get on YouTube, but a lot of things you won't be able to get on YouTube that are actually in the class itself. Okay, so I'm just get back to what I was saying. I don't want to get off course here. Now you have your website and it's feeding that information to all these social sites. Now these are not all the social sites. There's like hundreds of different social sites that you could join, but the thing is, you need to figure out which social site better disperse your content. Other words, like say for instance, you may be a big fan of Facebook, and Facebook may have a lot of people that follows your content and shares it, and then you may be a big Twitter fan that does the same thing. But you may be doing something on LiveJournal, and in LiveJournal it's not featuring your content, in other words, that much. So if they're not featuring, I would say don't drop them, altogether. It may be just that particular piece of content. You might want to try something else or try different ways, to see how you can get that content to get out to more people on that particular platform. Now, what a lot of people don't understand, each one of these social platforms work a little different. Now, they all disperse your content, but as I stated in previous videos, like with Twitter, they're kind of big on pictures, but they're big on hashtags. Facebook, they're big on pictures as well, but they also are really, really big on speaking with each other, talking about your content. So if your content has nothing to do with what they're interested in, chances are you're not going to get anybody to comment on it or share it or like it and things like that. So you kind of need to figure out which social platform really likes your content, and that particular platform that's working for you, you really want to do a lot on it. A lot of networking on that social platform, but that's not to say leave out the rest. Just figure out a way to get your content out better with these different platforms. And like say for instance, Pinterest. Pinterest is big on pictures, so you instead of just doing like pictures on whatever your niche is, you might want to add like exciting pictures that will catch people's eye to bring them to your site, or to have them like it and then share it and stuff like that. But each one of these social sites have their own little platform to disperse content, and it will be best that you learn how each one of them works. Okay, now I actually have YouTube on the side here, because the way I see YouTube, like you have some people that will just want to read, so they'll go to your blog and they'll read, and you can actually add YouTube videos to your blog. Okay, but then you have some people that really don't want to read too much. They just want their visual, and as you know, we are a visual society, so a lot of people don't want to have to read a lot. They just want to go and find what they need, and then look it up on YouTube, look at the video, maybe stop the video a couple of times to do whatever you're doing, especially with how-to videos, especially if you're cooking or if you're sewing or if you're fixing a car, things like that, or like programs like this where it's teaching you how to do specific things. They can actually stop, do it, and then go back to the video and then keep, continue on that way. So I actually put YouTube on the side here because YouTube is more visual, and your blog has more, content on it, in writing and things like that. So you want to be able to catch both, and then you should be able to merge them both together. So anytime you do something on YouTube, make sure it has a link going back to your website, so when people see your content on YouTube, they'll go down to the description and then it'll take them back to your site or whatever you're promoting on that particular channel. Okay, and that'll work for you just as well on your site by actually downloading YouTube videos, for those that may not want to read everything but just want to get a quick little tip from what your videos are saying, and it'll give them something to to like get into other words. I'm kind of like jumping over my tongue, my thoughts right now. So please forgive me. But the thing is, all of these different sites here are going to help you with your traffic, other words, and that's the main thing you want. SEO is SEO, but it's nothing without traffic. That's the whole thing. That's what you do SEO for, is to bring traffic back to your opportunities. Okay, now before you even do this, let's get into the keyword research, because that's still important. So I'm going to flip over here real quick. Okay, do the research to get the right keywords for your project. And the reason I say this is, you need to find out what people are actually looking for and how they're looking for it. So if you, let me see, how can I put this? If you have something, you're talking about flowers, okay, and there are people that are looking for flowers or want to learn how to plant flowers. There may be a difference in planting like say vegetables and fruits, as opposed to flowers, daffodils and roses, and and those type of things. So people are going to be more in depth on what they want. There are different things you may have to do when you plant a certain type of flower from another flower. Some flowers grow better in sunlight. Some flowers you have to grow in a dank, dark spot. I mean, there's just different things. So you need to do the keyword research on that. Now, for those of you that are in the class and that are following the class, I actually put these two videos here that you can actually see here. Okay, I'm gonna kind of start one off for you. I'm not going to play the whole thing. Just one for those that are not a part of the class to see that there is a video here. I'm going to go ahead and stop it, because this is actually for the members that are actually taking the class, and this is going to be your first step. Know the trend. And this video is going to actually teach you how to figure out what your trend is for your particular niche. Okay, and it's going to teach you how to do that. Now, the second step is understanding Google. And what I mean by understanding Google, kind of like how they think, how they get your content to certain people that are looking for what you have to offer. Okay, and this particular video here, this is a great guy. I actually featured him as my YouTube vlogger of the week on my One of a Kind by Design page, and I usually will do that for those of you that don't know about One of a Kind by Design. I do a tip every week for different people who gives great content, and this guy's been featured on my page a couple of times. He's really good, and he's straight to the point, and he's just going to tell you how to understand Google, in other words, get you in that mindset so you will actually know how to get your SEO set up correctly. Okay, now what I've done over here is kind of for those of you that are just watching on YouTube. This is just basically a diagram of a blog. Okay, and for those that have been following me for the past week, they've kind of seen this before, but what I'm going to explain here is these are the things that really matter with search engines. Most search engines, of course, you got to have some content, and your content has to have keywords. Now, with this particular blog, it's going to have a picture, and it also has to have a title, and the title of this blog is WaveScore pays you to share and your network. Oh, Lord have mercy, I'm going to have to correct that one too. WaveScore pays you to share and your network. I don't know why I said that, but I need to change that up. For those of you who see, I'm constantly making mistakes. This is early in the morning. Matter of fact, 6 o'clock in the morning I'm doing this video, and please forgive me. Let's see here. Go back. I'm messing up again, guys. Sorry about that. Okay. Now, with this blog post here, what I want you to realize is you have to have a title, and in that title is going to be your keywords, and the keywords in that title are what you're going to research, and and what's trending in the title. So other words, the main thing in this title I wanted to share was Wave Score. That is a social networking site, and that will be a keyword. Now the next keyword will be in that title will be network. Okay. Also share. Okay, sharing your network. That's another keyword if you're going to do long tail keywords and look them up. Now also, if you look into the body of the blog, it says stop sharing content for free. Well, that may be hard to do now that we can keep up with friends and family. Why not get paid to share your videos and pictures and stay in touch with the world? Then it says join me on WaveScore. Now if you can see, that is in a different color, and that's an actual link, okay, that you can actually click on, and I put that on there, and it does go to WaveScore for those who want to join WaveScore for free and stuff like that. But that is a social networking site, but that's what you call a hypertext, and you see I have that little arrow pointing to it up there. That is a hypertext, and that's what they're called. And Google looks for hypertext in your content that will take them to either other spots on your blog, other content on your blog, or other websites that has that same relevant content that you're speaking on. So this Google is basically looking at it like, okay, well, you have this content here, and then you're giving more content about that for the readers, and they see that as a good thing. And Google does like hypertext in your blog post, as long as you don't inundate that with like 6 or 7 hypertext in there to different things, especially things that don't have anything to do with what you're talking about. Okay, they can actually see that in those hypertexts. Okay, now within the blog post itself, if you look at this blog, there's several keywords in the blog that you could actually use as well. You can do research on and put them in the blog. Now for those of you that are watching this just on YouTube, you wouldn't be able to see the videos until you join this free course, or you actually come across a video some kind of way. But for those of you that are actually following the course, once you see the 2 videos that I have here, 1 and 2, step 1 and step 2, you'll understand the blog even better and how to put that blog post together once you do your keyword research and you understand Google and how Google works. And each one of those videos are maybe at the most, I want to say maybe 20-25 minutes at the most. I don't even think they're 25 minutes long, but they're really short, but they're really straight and to the point. No fluff, no anything. It just goes straight to the point, and it'll give you all the information you need for your particular blog post. Okay, now as we all know, I've been asking for 3 posts a week, and I didn't ask for any posts last week, and thus far you guys are supposed to have 9 different blog posts, and I asked you to do certain things on the last couple of videos to those blog posts. Now this is going to give you even a better understanding. I'm not going to ask for any more blog posts from you, because what you're going to do is you're going to take those same 9 blog posts and you're going to look at it now to see if it falls in line with what Google is looking for. And you can also see if it's how many people are trying to find it on Google, or if it's trending, or if it's relevant, other words. Okay, so you can take those 9 blog posts and perfect them even more. And the reason I had you guys do that first, do your blog post first, because I wanted you just to put down on on paper or on your computers, what came to your mind. I didn't want you to be thinking about how to do all of this keyword research and all that kind of stuff first, because that's really I want to say it's important, but it's important for you to know that you need to write your post like a a regular person. You don't want to go and inundate your post with a lot of keywords just so it can be found, okay? Because people will actually see that, and you want to be as human as possible. Now, when it comes to Google bots, for those of you that know what Google bots are, for those of you that don't, you will learn what that is. And you have Google bots that are, you got Google bots, and then you have bots that comes from Bing and the rest of them. In other words, they're, what it is their search engine goes onto your search engine, and onto your website, and it searches for certain things, which are those keywords, and then it searches also to see how much content you have on your website, to see how relevant your website is, as well as how often you're posting. So, in other words, if you may not post maybe like once a week or once every 2 weeks, but you have some that are posting like every day, and even some that are posting twice a day. Now, that's a lot of writing for those that like to write. Okay, but the more information you have out there, the more blog posts you have out there, the better chances of you being seen. Now, that's one thing. But the second thing is, each one of those posts has to be relevant to keywords that people are looking for, because if they're not looking for that particular keyword, you just writing the post on your blog and nobody's interested in it, that means it won't get ranked. Nobody's going to find it because nobody's actually looking for it. So you want to go and do the research first, and which is a good thing, because you want to find out what people are looking for in your niche. It's basically telling you the information that they need, and you want to provide them with that particular service, with that particular information. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is by doing the research. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say for our class today. It is early in the morning. I've kind of been up all night doing this, getting this stuff ready, because it's going to be a long day, but I want you guys to hold on, and let me tell you a couple other things. Okay, guys, I really hope that these tips that I'm offering you each week are helping you out, especially if you're just getting started with your online business. Now, if you have any questions from the past, please leave them in the comments. I would love to hear what you have to say, as well as if you think we're doing a great job, go ahead and give us a thumbs up so we'll know that we're on the right path. And for those of you this is your first time joining us, I'm going to ask you to subscribe, to come back each week for some more great tips. Not only do that, but go ahead and join our mastermind group as well. And I just want to say thank you guys for stopping by to see me again today here at One of a Kind by Design. You have a wonderful day.